What's up guys, Aidan O'Brien back again with another video. The weather is beautiful. I'm enjoying the spring temperature in Europe, a little bit cooler than Dubai. Nice fresh air, fresh sea breeze every day. Feeling strong, feeling good, feeling inspired. And I'm happy to be back with another video today talking about the number one sin you can make as an entrepreneur. Now there are many sins, okay, there are many mistakes. I feel sometimes we make more mistakes as an entrepreneur than we do things right, okay? It's just the things we do right, we have to make them count. But for sure as an entrepreneur, when the responsibility is solely on our shoulders, we make way more mistakes because every decision has an effect, okay? Every decision determines your direction and your direction determines your destination, right? So for me as an entrepreneur, there are so many mistakes we can make, and part of being a successful entrepreneur is understanding that, embracing that it's okay to make mistakes, that as long as you have the process, the journey in mind, you're enjoying what you're doing, that you're in alignment, so you're fulfilled every day. Like I remember saying years ago when I was really struggling, I was saying, you know, that get rich or die trying, right? The famous movie 50 Cent, his first album, that philosophy, I remember thinking to myself, I was getting a haircut, and I remember thinking, you know what? You know, if I died right now, I'd be happy because I'm on my way. I'm even though I'm struggling, I'm on my way. I'm choosing the life I want to live. I'm doing it on my terms. Yes, it was uphill. You know, a lot of my friends at home back in Ireland, I used to always say it's like, you know, swimming against the current or climbing up a hill all the time, you know, dragging. It's kind of always with resistance. That's what the entrepreneur life feels. And if you're an entrepreneur, you can feel that sometimes. You can feel lost in the wilderness, you know, always against the current, always struggling. You know, we have seasons like this as an entrepreneur, and that's always going to be there. Okay, but I remember feeling like, you know, at least it's on my terms, at least it's my decision. I'm choosing this way. Because I had friends saying, oh, you could get a sales job and be earning X amount a year, but your problem is you don't want to be here, you want to be here. And that was always my vision for my life. So, you know, what I'm saying is there's so many mistakes we can make, so many times we can be lost. But as long as you're fulfilled, you're on the right path, it's okay. So that brings me back to the point of this video. What's the number one mistake you can make? What's the number one sin you can make as an entrepreneur? Now, it might not be the answer you're expecting, and let me tell you, before I tell you what it is, let me tell you how I got there. You know, Tony Robbins often says the number one skill you can learn in business is influence, how to master influence. And it's so true, because if you can't influence others, if you can't influence people, you can't have a business, because a successful business depends on the trading of value, okay? Exchanging money for value. And you have to deliver a product or a service that's valuable, and then you receive money. That's a business. Without influence, you cannot do that. Without being able to persuade, without being able to attract first and then persuade, you'll never get that. So you have to be able to influence, you have to be able to communicate to make sales, to have a business, to be an entrepreneur. So that brings me to the number one sin. Saying that, understanding that influence is so valuable, what's the number one sin you can make as an entrepreneur? Well, in my opinion, the number one sin you can make is not listening. Not listening. This is the number one sin you can make as an entrepreneur. Not listening to what your customer wants. Not even trying to understand who your customer is. Not listening to who they are, how they speak, how they think, how they behave. This is one of your biggest problems. This is one of the biggest sins you can commit as an entrepreneur, is just not listening. It's so simple. You might think, Aidan, that's so obvious, that's so simple. But Jim Rohn says, success is the refined study of the obvious. All of this stuff is obvious, but us as humans, we complicate it. We complicate it. Okay, so the number one sin is not listening. You have to start listening. You have to ask better questions. This is why I became a coach, you know, almost 10 years ago, a professional coach, because the coaching philosophy, the modality is based on questions, asking the right questions. Because a lot of the answers you are searching for are within you. For sure, you need some external mentoring for expertise to develop skills. But a lot of your philosophical decisions are all inside you. A lot of the truth you're looking for is already inside you. The problem is you're thinking the same program patterns of thought every single day over and over again. So a coach comes in and asks you questions. This is why coaching is so valuable. Asking you new questions so you can have new answers. Okay, so you can create new information in your brain. Now when you have new information, you can make new decisions, right? Because you have new information, you can make new choices. That leads to new behaviors, new habits, new rituals, which changes your results, gives you better results. So Listening, your ability to listen to other people, that also gives you new information. Now you can make choices and changes based on who your customer is and what they want. So if you're trying to be a successful entrepreneur, first stop yourself right now and ask yourself, am I listening? Am I hearing what my customers are saying? Do I know what my customers really want? Now there's levels to this, right? I mean, to go deeper into influence, into speaking, there's nuances. Not just what they're saying, what their mask they're wearing, what they're showing you, but to read emotional signals. Now in my new mentorship program, the Entrepreneur Code, starting very soon, I'm going to teach you all of that. Okay, to read the emotional signals, to have more emotional intelligence, and to read the subtle signals, to read in between the lines. This is expert level communication. I'm going to be teaching that in my new mentorship. If you haven't got on that, it's closing soon, so send me a message or leave a comment with your email and we can set up a call, because I handpick everybody for this. Okay, in the future, in a few months, it will go to the public, but this first version, I'm having a call with every single person to handpick to see if they're the right fit, because this is a transformational course, a transformational program. It's results based. Okay, I only want people who are willing to do the work, who will come in with an open mind and ready to do the work. So you have to, as an entrepreneur, ask yourself, stop, take a breath, ask yourself, am I listening? Okay, am I listening to my customer? Do I know what they want? Do I know who they are? You have to put yourself in their shoes. Okay, you have to see things from their perspective. Now, you might think you're listening. This is the problem. A lot of people think they're listening, but a lot of times you're listening to reply, not listening to understand. And that comes in your day-to-day relationships as well. Your friends, your family, your partner, you're not really listening. And maybe you can get away with that for a certain amount of time in your personal relationships because, you know, they're not customers. But when it comes to your business, you know, if you're not doing that for a period of time, they just won't buy. They'll stop buying or they won't buy. So this is going to have a dramatic effect on your business. Now, if you do it in your personal relationships, after a while, they won't buy your shit either. They won't buy your bullshit at all, you know, especially when it's partners. That's why relationships go downhill. That's why friends fall apart, because when you're not listening to what the other person wants. And this video could be the number one sin in life, right? Not just in as an entrepreneur, but not listening to actually what people want or to hear their perspective. This is going to really damage your relationships. And I would say personally and professionally, you cannot afford to damage your relationships. Relationships are the key to everything. Okay, relationships are the key to your success and also to your happiness to a certain level, because yes, you should find true fulfillment, true happiness by yourself, but relationships can really enhance those experiences. Having people you love and care about around you, having healthy, fruitful relationships can raise the vibration of everything around you. It can make everything better. I mean, you can look around the most beautiful places on earth. It gets better if you have someone you love next to you, right? So for sure, happiness comes within. It shouldn't be dependent on anybody else. But, you know, external relationships can enhance, they can improve those moments. And for sure, your lifestyle can improve when you have better relationships, because when you're a successful business person, when you're a successful entrepreneur, your lifestyle will improve. You can live a higher quality, a higher standard of life. And what's going to determine that success is the quality of your relationships. And the quality of your relationships is based on your ability to listen. So that's the number one sin you can make as an entrepreneur. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, tell me what you took away from this. What was the biggest thing that hit home for you in this video? And also tell me if you're going to start listening from today. I want to hear from you guys, because even on Instagram, you can write to me, Aidan O'Brien Official. Let me know when people send me DMs telling me how they implement what they're learning. That's really powerful for me. I love that. Okay, so tell me how it's affected your life. Tell me the change it's made in your life. And I hope you got some value. If you did, give it a like, give it a share. Share this with somebody who needs to be a better listener, because I guarantee you've thought of some people that don't listen, right? So send them this video. It will improve your life, their life, everybody else's life. It's a win-win. That's today's video. I will see you soon in the next one. Have a good day. Peace.